Students, to understand the concepts of reproduction in 10th class, we have to know the prerequisites which are present in 7th class, that is nothing but reproduction in plants. And here students, before going to start the session here, how the new plants they are going to be produced. Then all the produced plants they are produced in the same way. Okay, we will see now. Here what is a reproduction? Here the production of new individuals from their parents is known as a reproduction. Here reproduction is nothing but the production of new individuals, new organisms are going to be produced from their parents, that is called as a reproduction. And here then why, what is the need of reproduction for plants? Here the plants are going to be reproduced for the purpose of to continue their race, and as well as to grow more plants, and as well as to spread to the new areas. For all these reasons, the plants are going to be reproduced. Next, here we have mainly two types of reproduction methods here. The first one is said to be asexual reproduction, and the second one is said to be sexual reproduction. Here asexual reproduction. Here without fusion of male and female gametes, if new plants are going to be produced, that kind of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. Means here there is no involvement of male and female, and as well as there is no involvement of reproductive organs of male and female. Without fusion of male and female parts, here new plants are going to be produced. This kind of reproduction is called as asexual reproduction. And next, what are the methods of asexual reproduction? Here we have vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. And here you can see vegetative propagation. Under vegetative propagation, we are able to see potato, that is nothing but a stem tuber, and next we are having 𝗳𝗏, and it is a underground stem, and next bryophyllum. Through the leaves, new plants are going to be produced, and next yeast, a process called budding. With the help of budding process, new yeast is going to be produced there, and next we have algae, that is Spirogyra. By the process of fragmentation, new Spirogyra is going to be produced, and fungi. By the process of spores formation, new fungi is going to be formed, and these are the methods of asexual reproduction. And here you can see vegetative propagation here. And what is meant by vegetative propagation? And here in plant we have some vegetative parts, they are nothing but roots, stem, and as well as leaves. From these parts, if new plant is going to be produced, that kind of reproduction is called as a vegetative propagation or a vegetative reproduction. Only by these vegetative parts, if new plants are going to be produced, that kind of reproduction is called as a vegetative propagation or vegetative reproduction. And just now I said regarding potato, through the stem tuber, new plants are going to be raised, and there you are going to observe eyes. With the help of these eye structures, new plants of potato is going to be produced. And next you can take bryophyllum. At the edges of a leaf of bryophyllum, you are able to observe the leaf buds there, and with this leaf buds, new plants are going to be produced in a bryophyllum. And just you take a 𝗳𝗏, and already you know that 𝗳𝗏 is nothing but it is a underground stem, and through this underground stem, new 𝗳𝗏 plant is going to be produced. And next fungi, and there that is yeast is a good example there for fungi. And here by a process called budding, and from the body of yeast, one bud is going to be bulges out, and it is going to be separated from the parents or mother's body, and then it will become as an individual plant there. Okay, and by the process of budding here, and next in a other lower fungi, we are able to observe the spores formation. Okay, with the help of spores, when the spores are going to be entered into the other places, in favorable conditions, again there the new fungi is going to be formed, and here Rhizopus is a good example for the what spore formation, whatever the new fungi is going to be formed with the help of a sporulation process here. And next Spirogyra, it is a algae, just now I said, by the process of fragmentation. Here the body of Spirogyra is going to be splitted into pieces there, and each and every piece will become as an individual algae, that is nothing but individual Spirogyra. Here there is no involvement of male and female plants, but the new plants are going to be produced, and this kind of method is called as a asexual, nothing but vegetative propagation method there. And next sexual reproduction. Here sexual reproduction is nothing but by the fusion of male and female gametes, nothing but by the fusion of male and female parts, if new plants are going to be produced, that kind of reproduction is called as a sexual reproduction. Here what is the main sexual part of the plant? That is nothing but a flower. Just now I said the vegetative parts of the plant like roots, stem and as well as leaves, but here the sexual part of the plant, that is nothing but a flower. And here in plant, especially flower is the reproductive part. There you are going to observe male and female sexual organs within the flower. Okay, they are nothing but androecium and gynoecium. Androecium is also called as a stamen, and gynoecium is also called as a pistil. And to understand the sexual reproduction in plants, definitely we have to know the structure of the flower. So when you are going to see the structure of the flower, mainly the flower parts, they are going to be arranged in circles, and the first whole, it is called as the first circle or cycle, it is called as a calyx, second one is called as a corolla, and third one is called as a androecium, and the fourth one is called as a gynoecium. And we have the other names also, like here calyx, the group of sepals is nothing but a calyx, and next we have petals, the group of petals is nothing but a corolla, and next we have stamen. Androecium is also called as a stamen, and next gynoecium, and here carpel. The flower parts, they are going to be arranged in a circular manner, and here one circle after another circle they are going to be arranged. And now we will see the structure of the flower. Okay, to understand the sexual reproduction in plants, we have to know the structure of the flower. And when you are going to see the structure of the flower, mainly the floral parts, they are going to be present in 4 circles. The first circle, it is called as a calyx, and the second one is called as a corolla, and third one it is called as a androecium, and fourth one it is said to be gynoecium. Androecium is the male reproductive part, and gynoecium is the female reproductive part in a flower. And here you can see this is the first part, that is stalk, and upon this stalk you are able to observe the swollen part, it is called as a thalamus, and within the thalamus, the ovary is going to be present. And after that you can see the green leaves like structures, they are called as a sepals. Collection of sepals is called as a calyx. Here whatever the sepals, they are going to present in a circle manner, that circle it is called as a calyx, and the colored structure, especially the colored leaves which are appearing in this image, they are called as a petals, and these petals collectively it is going to form corolla. And after that we are having the third circle, that is nothing but a male reproductive part, it is called as a androecium, it is also called as a stamen. And after that, in the middle of the flower you are able to observe the female reproductive part, that is nothing but a gynoecium, it is also called as a pistil. And when you are going to see the pistil there, mainly 3 parts you are going to observe. One is a stigma, the upper part, and the middle you are able to observe the style, and here the round ball like structure, this is nothing but a ovary. Within the ovary you are able to observe the ovules there, okay, and this is the structure of the flower there. To know the sexual reproduction in plants, definitely we have to know the sexual part of the plant, that is nothing but flower structure. And here flower is the sexual part of the plant, and here you can see when you are going to see the transverse section of the flower, you are going to observe this kind of a structure there. And here this is the stalk, and upon the stalk, the swollen part, it is nothing but a thalamus. This is a stalk, and upon this swollen part, it is nothing but thalamus, and here the green leaves, they are called as a sepals. These sepals, they are collectively called as a calyx, and here you can see the pink and as well as a reddish colored leaf like structures, they are collectively called as a corolla, and each one it is called as a petal there, petals are collectively called as a corolla, and here in the middle you may observe this gynoecium part, and here it is going to contain mainly 3 parts I said, and this is the stigma, and this is the style, and this is the ovary, and within the ovary here you are able to observe the ovules also. Okay. And next and here you can see the stamen, nothing but a male reproductive part, it is also called as a androecium, and here when you are going to see the androecium part, and this is the structure here, and this is the filament part, and here anther you may observe. Okay. And upon the anther you are able to observe small minute yellow colored powder like substances, they are said to be pollen grains there, and these pollen grains are very important for the purpose of pollination, and this is regarding the structure of the flower, the types of flowers. Already we know that the parts they are present in a flower, they are nothing but 4. The first one is said to be calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Here if all these are 4 parts they are going to be present in flower, then that kind of flower is called as a complete flower, and here examples for a complete flower, that is nothing but hibiscus, datura and ipomea. And next we have incomplete flower. The 4 parts just now I said, if any one part is going to be missed among these, then that kind of flower is called as a incomplete flower. The examples for a incomplete flower, those are nothing but cucumber, bottle gourd and as well as a papaya. Here the types of flower based on the presence of female and male reproductive parts. For example, if a gynoecium is present or androecium is present, based on the presence of these reproductive parts, the flowers are named as a male flower and as well as a female flower. Just now I said regarding incomplete flower. In that incomplete flower, if a gynoecium is absent, means androecium is present, then that kind of flower is called as a male flower, because androecium is a male part. Because of that we can say that is a male flower. And then next, what is meant by female flower? Female flower is nothing but the presence of a gynoecium. If gynoecium is present, androecium is going to be absent, then that kind of flower is called as a female flower. Here the flower which contains only stamen, that is nothing but a androecium with the parts of pollen, anther and filament, that kind of flower is called as a male flower. And next, in female flower you can observe only gynoecium, that is nothing but a pistil with these parts like a stigma, style and a ovary. If only the stigma, style and ovary they are going to be present, that kind of flower is called as a female flower there. Pollination plays a major role in a production of new plants. Here pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is known as a pollination. Here the pollination, it is of 2 types. One is said to be self pollination and second one is said to be cross pollination. Then what is meant by self pollination? Here the pollen grains reaches to the same flower stigma, it is called as a self pollination. Opposite to that, if the pollen grains they are going to reach to the another plant's flower stigma related to the same species, that kind of pollination is called as a cross pollination. And we have different agents for pollination, and they are nothing but air, water, animals, insects and humans. Here to transfer the pollen grains from anther to stigma, all these are very helpful. Here because of that, all these are considered as the agents of pollination. And now we will see the fertilization process. Then what is meant by fertilization? just now I said regarding pollination, the transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, it is called as a pollination. After pollination, here the pollen grain is going to start germinates on the stigma, and after the germination, pollen tube is going to be produced. As a result, here the pollen tube which is going to contain the male nucleus, it is going to fuse with the female nucleus. After the germination of pollen grain, the pollen tube is going to be formed, and through this pollen tube is going to be transferred through the style, and next whatever the nuclei which is going to present in the pollen grain, it is going to reach the ovary there, and the nuclei of pollen grain, it is going to reach to the nuclei with the ovule there, and this process is called as a fertilization. And here what is meant by fertilization? Fertilization is nothing but the fusion of a male part with the female part, and nothing but here the fusion of a male nuclei with the female nuclei which is present in the ovary, it is called as a fertilization. As a result of fertilization, the zygote is going to be formed. The fertilized egg or ovum is nothing but a zygote. Here for the formation of seeds, the sexual reproduction, it is a very important. By the process of sexual reproduction only, the seeds are going to be formed in plants. After the fertilization process, the complete ovary, it is going to be converted into fruit, and whatever the ovules, nothing but eggs which are present in the ovary, they are converted into seeds there. And next whatever the seeds which are formed by the process, and they are going to be dispersed to the various places with the help of different agents there, that is nothing but seed dispersal. And here seed dispersal is going to be takes place with the help of lot of agents like water, air, animals, birds, and even with the help of humans also, the seeds are going to be dispersed from one place to another place. When they are going to reach the another place, automatically under favorable conditions, they are going to start germinates. Automatically from the germination, the new plants are going to be produced. Now I said like water, air, human beings, and birds and animals, and with the help of wind, nothing but air, few seeds are going to be transmitted. They are nothing but milkweed, dandelion, and triadax. The seeds of these plants, they are going to be dispersed with the help of air. And next through the water also, the seeds are going to be dispersed from one place to another place, like coconut and as well as lotus seeds, they are going to be dispersed through the water. And next the fruits and as well as neem seeds, they are going to be dispersed from one place to another place with the help of birds and as well as animals. Because of that, all these are considered as the agents of seed dispersal. Students, answer these questions here, and these are the prerequisites to understand the concept of reproduction which is present in 10th class, and these are the topics which are present in 7th class related to the reproduction in plants. Thank you.